What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're at the Smoky Mountain Overland Rally. We arrived at the S'more event grounds a little bit after noon. What we found was a very relaxed atmosphere. We were told to just go find a place to camp after we got set up to come and register in. We found a place to camp that was pretty close to the vendor area and where the other activities were going to be happening. After we got camp set up, we went and registered, and this is where we found out about the itinerary for where the events were going to happen and their times as well. After we registered, we got back to camp only to realize that we had set up at a front and center seat for the first exhibition of the event. The driver of this Jeep apparently attempted to do the hill in two-wheel drive, and it was a little bit steeper than what he expected. He unfortunately ended up sideways on the hill, but this gave a perfect opportunity for the first lesson of the weekend, and that's how to winch. Friday evening, we had our first driver's meeting. This would give us more details about the upcoming classes and the trail rides for the weekend.
We have multiple intermediate and beginner rides going out. If you did order a map, all of those rides are available on there. And something that is a little different this year, if you decide you don't want to go with a large group, we are going to provide you with the GPS tracks and you can go explore on your own.
After the meeting, there were several short class sessions.
In this piece, this lives under the driver's seat, so I can open the back door and pull it out. This is a much more comprehensive kit. Right?
The next morning started off with coffee, getting to know our neighbors, and breakfast. Nancy had gotten a new toy, and we had apple butter waffles. Saturday morning started off with several classes, such as winching, spotting, and communication.
Now, I use those words specifically because I'm a Jeep individual, right? But there are things where I'm going to decide to invest my money and perhaps pay more for an object.
The situation. So basic hand signals, just like a crossing guard. And the reason being is I'm looking at the vehicle, and my perspective of right and left is going to know what's back there. So sometimes the spotter will enlist.
The classes weren't just lectures, some of them were actual participant hands-on. Nancy and Alan also participated in the spotting class.
Come on up. You're going to go up and over. Got it? Now this will check the flux of the vehicle. That first green noodle is going to be the first of the hole. Got it? You're entering the hole. You're starting to come out. You're out the hole. You're in the hole. Slow it down. Passenger. Passenger. Good. Come on. Good. Driver. Driver. Get some gas. Obstacle
vehicles that you can't see. This rock's going to be something that you can't see.
Yeah.
So you're going to trust your spotter to get you alongside of it, and then 3/4 the vehicle, then you can make the cut, because after that, that rear is going to clear. So come to me. Passenger. Getting right up a Clinton. You're like 6 inches from it right now. No, wait, stop. Keep on straight. Passenger. Okay, you cleared it, so hard passenger. So you cleared that off.
After the morning classes had concluded, it was time for everybody to line up to take off on their scheduled rides. Nancy and Alan decided to go with the group going toward Max Patch, while the rest of us decided to hang out at camp and relax. One of the rewards from hanging out at camp was getting to watch this bald eagle circle above us. The Jeep from the day before decided to try the hill one more time. This time we made it without any issues at all. After he made it look so easy, Alan decided to give it a shot. A little more fuel. Perfect, stay steady, you're good. Alan made this look like a Sunday drive, so several others decided to attempt it.
Go! Go, go, go! Go! Go!
There, he's got it.
Go!
Connor from One Stop Overland decided to take his turn at the hill. This is a very cool built Gladiator, and anything that you see on it can be purchased from One Stop Overland. Saturday evening was dinner and the raffle.
Giant pile of wood is gone, which I would guess will last till tomorrow.
After dinner, we strolled around the camping area to check out everybody else's rigs.
No, that's fine.
After that, we all hung out around the fire for late into the night with some new friends. The next morning, we took the opportunity to look at some of the vendors in depth and actually talk to them about some of the services or products that they provide. We've got Ryan and Mike here from Lead Dog Adventures and True Patriot, and I'm going to let them tell you a little bit about what they have.
So you want to go first? Lead Dog?
Sure, happy to talk about it. So Lead Dog Adventures is an organization that we put together at the beginning of this year, focused on connecting individuals with the ability to get out and adventure. And we do that through two ways. We do trip guiding and we do trip consulting. We focus heavily on supporting the veteran and outdoor therapy organizations such as True Patriot with their outdoor therapy program, Patriot Therapy. Off-Road Outreach is another program that we spend a lot of time with. But we also offer trips for civilians. And again, we want to connect people with adventure. We want to make it simple. We want to remove that barrier to entry into this recreation, which is the intimidation of, do I have to have a super built out vehicle? Where do I go? What do I need to take with me? And all that stuff. And so,
And I think that's great because a lot of people have asked us, how do we get into this? How do we find maps? How do we find locations? And you guys are taking all the guesswork out of that, and you know,
trying to
giving them an opportunity to come and do this type of adventure, and you guys take care of all the hard stuff, right?
We try to.
You know, as much as possible, we try to mitigate Murphy as much as possible.
Absolutely. All right, and with Patriot, you guys do a lot of stuff for veterans,
Yep.
which I think is awesome.
Yep, so True Patriot is a veteran nonprofit based out of North Carolina, and our adventure therapy program is called Patriot Therapy. And the whole goal of that, right, is to get a veteran outside of the four walls of their mind, outside of the four walls of their home, and get them enjoying the outdoors, fresh air with other like-minded individuals, whether that be off-road driving, hiking, fishing, kayaking, right? Let's get outdoors, reinvigorate their previous passions for adventure, fun, stuff they did before they joined the military, and start living the life again that they were meant to live and that they deserve.
Yeah, and just like a lot of us that got into this type of recreation, it's time to get back to nature and time to get back and slow down and get away from all the technology.
Yep.
And do what we all done as kids, right?
That's
You know,
right.
and just get back to nature.
Exactly. You know, go play outside until the lights go off. You know, running up and down the hills, climbing trees.
Yeah.
You know, just because we're adults, it doesn't mean that being outside cannot be fun.
That's great, man. How do we support you guys? How does the viewers support you all and get involved?
Well, so True Patriot has both a Facebook and an Instagram page, as well as a website. All of that is True Patriot Inc. Inc. Lead Dog Adventures also has all three: a website, Facebook, and Instagram. The emails, so my email is Mike either at True Patriot Inc. or leaddogadventures.com, and Ryan's, his follows the same course,
Yep.
right?
Ryan at leaddogadventures.com as well.
You know, and you know, you could reach us through any of those medias. Our websites also have links to message us, you know, and obviously we strive very hard to respond very quickly, but you know, if we're on a trip in the middle of the woods,
Sometimes
it may
you
take
just
a couple of
can't.
days,
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
You know.
Well, and we're the same way, and we have definitely embraced what you guys are doing. We've talked a lot over the weekend here at S'more. I think what you guys are doing are outstanding. Look for future episodes from us, because we're going to be going on trips with these guys. They're going to be going on trips with us, and we're really looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here at S'more Expo. One of the vendors is More Expo, and Chris has been doing a lot of stuff with expos all of your life, right?
Yeah, I've been kind of dabbling in it a little bit and helping with RV and boat shows and stuff. And you know, it's funny because I don't really like RVs and I don't really like boats, so I wanted to jump into something I'm a little bit more.
But I think you like mud, right?
I like mud. I like off-road. I like rocks. I like camping.
Yeah.
I like anything to do with this scene. So yeah, it makes it a lot of fun to you know, kind of be with this audience.
So you kicked off the More Expo a couple of years ago?
Yeah, February 2020 was our first show.
Yeah.
And huge success. We could tell the people in the Midwest wanted an expo.
Yeah.
Because there really wasn't much going on, and now you can really see the difference. So yeah, it's happening.
That's awesome. I know the first year you were there, it was pretty good. It was actually a surprise for you. And then the next year you had it really kind of blew up, even with the pandemic and everything.
With the pandemic and with a horrible ice storm approaching us for more 2021, we doubled our attendance and we almost tripled the amount of square footage and vendors that we had.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a big deal. there were 14 hours of courses that were taught at the Expo. We had a different course every hour back to back. Each class was packed, had about 30 people in it. We would have had more had the COVID not, determined how many people we could put in there.
Absolutely.
Man,
That's
yeah,
a lot of stuff.
the education is kind of the cornerstone of the whole event. So.
You have another project going on in the Midwest.
I do, yeah.
What about that one? That one's coming up soon, right?
Yeah, just a couple weeks. That is the Big Iron Overland Rally. It's a 3-day camping and music experience, which with overland events, we don't hardly ever see the live music side of this. So
we don't.
I wanted to bring concert music festival, which we've been missing live music all of 2020. I haven't got to see any.
Nobody has.
I love it. You know, so we're bringing music and camping and killer food and vendors into a place very similar to this, a little flatter.
It is in Kansas.
Yeah, it is in Kansas. It's in flat Kansas. But the whole idea is just we want a community event that, we've got people coming in from all over the United States for this, and the idea is to be able to sit around and visit. No, big travel plans or anything like that in the area. Just sit, get to know the people that you know through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or any of that stuff. Come meet a lot of the influencers, or meet your buddy that you've been talking about rooftop tents with.
Yeah, people you've met on the internet and always chatted with them, but never got to meet them and sit down and hang out.
Yeah.
And those are the cool things about these events. So not going to be your typical overlanding event.
Not really, no.
But it's still getting out, enjoying nature, enjoying camaraderie, and just a good time.
Yep.
What's new for more next
year? More Expo next year has, and I haven't announced this yet, but I'll let you guys talk about it on the channel. We are moving the dates out of the horrid cold February. Last year we had, or technically this year, we had an inch of ice followed by 2 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty
brutal. There's a couple of vendors that are here that were at More Expo, and they said their 1 or 2 day trip home turned into a week long.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that too.
In Kentucky we had the same storm come through there, and it crippled the whole area.
So February is a good time to do events because people want to get out and about, and cabin fever is a real thing, and people want to go.
But the weather's a gamble.
But the weather is a gamble. Fortunately, it's an indoor event. But we decided that we want more people to be able to camp. We want more people to be able to come and enjoy it. We want to be able to expand our footprint a little bit, so we're going to move the dates. So we're changing it from a 2-day expo to a 3-day expo.
So it's growing.
Yeah, it's growing. It'll be April 8th, 9th, and 10th in Springfield, Missouri at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. So you'll be able to come up and camp in the Ozark National Forest, Mark Twain National Forest, and all of those areas are spitting image to this. I mean,
oh wow.
Yeah, you can camp in the Ozark Mountains, and it's.
So you heard it here, guys.
Yeah.
More is moving from February to April.
That's it. Yeah, this is the first real announcement I've done of that. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, and you guys are doing great things. You're bridging the gap between the East Coast and the West Coast, and there's a big gap there, and we appreciate you doing things. Man.
Yeah, we're gonna pack it full, and we might just see if we can get out to Kentucky one of these days.
That would be great. Kentucky's we're a long way from everywhere, just kind of like the Midwest.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. Again, go see Big Brutus. That's coming up in just a few weeks. What's the date again?
That's May 14th, 15th, and 16th.
So literally just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, the website for that is bigironoverlandrarally.com. If you don't make it this year, stay tuned. Check out some of the recap footage and stuff like that. It's going to be amazing. But you'll definitely want to check it out next year and come out and see that.
Yeah, we're not going to make it up in May, but we'll definitely be there next year.
Oh, you'll want to be there next year. Yeah, it's not one to miss. It's
awesome.
We're going to kind of make a name for that one.
Well, hey, thanks for your time.
Yeah, Bill.
All right.
Pleasure, man. All right. Yeah, cool. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You.
Hey, good hanging with you guys last night.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it.
What Expo?
Tell your wife we're sorry that we kept you out all night.
Yeah, yeah.
We're here with Faster Flate. They've got a tire inflation system where you can inflate all 4 tires or deflate all 4 tires all at the same time.
That's correct.
Tell us how you come about this product.
So had a bunch of friends that wanted them. Needed a way to air up, air down quickly. I wanted one. Started building for my buddy Justin at Runaway Campers and one of my buddies in Colorado. And then it spiraled out of control from there. Just people, wanting them.
Awesome. Awesome. So you can hook up all 4 tires at the same time,
Yep.
run it off one manifold that has a gauge on it.
Exactly.
Don't use any cheap gauges. I noticed you got a digital gauge on there,
Yep.
so you know exactly what your tire pressure is going to be.
Yep.
So how's it work?
So you plug in to the main manifold here. Open this one, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Plug your inputs from your hoses into these quick connects.
Okay.
And make sure your valve's shut first, obviously, so you don't get air leaking out immediately.
Okay.
And then you run your quick connects to each tire. You're ready to air down or air up.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. So pretty quick deployment.
Yeah.
Just in and out, right?
We can do it right now.
Well, let's do it.
All right. What I like to do is I like to lay them out first.
Yeah.
And then connect the manifold. You want to make sure you connect the manifold first so you don't, start leaking air out of one side of your vehicle.
Okay.
So once we're connected to the manifold and your valve is shut, you go ahead and work your way around each tire and plug in each. So just simple, pull the sleeve down, push on as hard as you can, and push forward. And you'll start hearing the air run through the hoses. And then when you're ready, you can turn on your gauge, get a good baseline of where your air pressure is out, and then just go ahead and release, and you're down.
Just reverse process and hook it to an air supply?
Yeah, hook it up to whatever your air source is. For me, I have a Viair in the back of my vehicle.
Okay.
I kind of have it piped in.
Right.
So I just wanted to show it with the manifold versus that
Yes,
system.
absolutely.
And honestly, with this power tank, it's actually quicker to air up than it is to air down.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about, with 33s, it's about a minute.
All right, man. Well, thanks for showing us around.
No worries. I
We
appreciate
appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate you coming here.
Oh, we appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good deal, man.
Buy it. Best thing on the market.
We tried to get a chance to do a formal interview with the folks from One Stop Overland, but their booth stayed pretty busy all weekend long. Don't worry, we're going to get plenty of opportunities to speak with them as they are planning several trips with us.
And they took 5 channels off of the industrial radio frequencies. So, yeah, so your range is about the same as GMRS. But the cool thing about the tread is, like, if you and your buddies have it or whatever, you can see your buddies on the trail. And then if you need to, like, set a waypoint, like say, hey, meet me here, we get lunch, whatever, you can set that waypoint and then they can see it.
And Alan, just like always, has never met a stranger and is always to show something out of his pocket of tricks.
Okay, Morgan, now you try it.
Hang it over a thumb and a finger. Now, just slide it up from the bottom. Slide it up from the bottom like that. So, yeah. You got a gust of gravity.
Dang it!
As we all packed up and got ready to leave, we decided to hit the obstacle course one time before we left. We hope you've enjoyed the s'more as much as we did. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.